Hi, everyone. My greatest hope here is to bring a deep insight and a spark of freedom, a spark of meaning to each one of the steps of the Seder. So, the very first step is Bedikat Chametz, the search for leavened bread. And it says in the Gemara, even a tiny speck, which is a mashehu, which is usually has no significance in halacha because it's so tiny. But in this case, even a tiny speck of chametz is considered asur, totally prohibited, forbidden, and we have to the very, very speck, the very crumb, rid ourselves of chametz. So this first step is really important in searching within ourselves for our own bits of chametz. What does chametz represent? Chametz is whatever rises. It's an inflation. It represents our ego, our arrogance. In the Gemara, it represents the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. And in the Zohar, it represents idolatry. So even a tiny speck that we usually overlook throughout the year, we have to dig deep and find it. And it says we have to look with a candle. And this is based off of the line in Proverbs, a candle of God is the soul of man. And as we know, if we light a candle in the day, you don't see it, it's not very bright. But if we light a candle at night, it really illuminates the darkness. So we have to take a candle and bring it into every crevice, every corner of our house, searching for what is holding us back between us and our humility. And matzah represents humility. It allows us to be submissive and feel the presence of Hashem. And the only difference between these two words, matzah and chametz, they have two of the same letters, and the third letter is different. We have the hey of matzah and the het of chametz. And the difference here is that the het of chametz is closed. When there's arrogance, we are closed off to the divine presence. We feel ourselves so much that we don't feel Hashem's light. Whereas the hey of matzah has a window, and this is actually the Hebrew letter of the month of Nisan. According to Sefer Yetzirah, it is the letter of breath, of invitation, and of receiving, because it looks like there's a little window to above. Sometimes we're so closed in our own narrative and story and in our own pain and suffering, we forget to look up and invite in the renewal that comes from the continuous creation of Hashem. Reb Shlomo Carlebach teaches, when we're cleaning our house, when we're sweeping the floor, the first 75% of the dirt of the house is easy to clean. You just sweep it up. And then you have to go under the rugs and find the dirt that's harder to uncover. But the hardest to clean is that last 1% behind the fridge and in the corners. And this is what we're looking for during the Bedikat Chametz. During the year, there's the clear, obvious arrogance that we have to deal with. We have our issues that just are huge and we see every day. But now it's a time to get to the mashehu, that tiny speck that really gets in the way between us and Hashem and us in our relationship. And those very small details are actually what holds us back the most from deeply connecting with ourselves and with others. So may we bring a candle and light up and illuminate those places and be aware of the chametz in our life.